Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
That's just one mechanic, I guess. But
he does have a lot of ways to cancel your dismember, which is a little annoying.
yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not sure how the lane goes, to be honest with you. Like, you do have the damage block, but it blocks, like, the birds, but it's not going to really save you the problem of getting harassed in lane, and the soul assumption does way too much damage.
Yeah. It looks like they'll play Bloodseeker carry anyways, but...
Yeah, I don't think they're going to put that Seeker in, like, some off-lane position. It wouldn't make much sense here. Because they see the off-lane now of Fnatic, so why not pick your carry right there?
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Bloodseeker just as a carry? Not necessarily in this matchup, but it's been picked up a lot more for this patch.
Yeah, it's very strong. It fits the tempo. Like, I said I wanted Fnatic to pick, like, a hard carry in a way, but it's just not particularly good picking hard carries this patch, unless there's an exception of, like, you can win your lane. Like, Terrorblade is actually really strong this patch, but if he sees his lane and you can, like, fit a Terrorblade in your draft, then it's good. Bloodseeker is one of those early pick carries you can do, because not many things beat this hero in lane with this sustain it has.
Mm-hmm.
Fnatic's doing it. Teamfight support. Let's go.
There you go.
They get Treant. Probably see some big carry with this. Do they Deuce it here? I don't know if they want to go Deuce with Visage, but...
What would be an issue with Deuce Visage?
I think it's kind of just like the hero is maybe like Visage to me is like this kind of zoo hero that wants to play more fast paced, whereas Dusa maybe is a bit slower, greedier. I don't think it's, and that's why they go Luna instead, which is the more faster pace.
It's also it's the cheese.
Yeah. We said it. The only other time we've really seen it in DPC across the two regions we cover was Fnatic.
Did they also have a Visage on their team?
I can have a quick look.
I think they did that.
It was Coddle, Luna, Bane, Mirana, Timber.
Yeah, so the Visage Luna was the LGD strat, right, from TI?
Yeah, the aura works on the birds.
Yes, and it's because it's not percent based, it's flat bonus damage. It's pretty insane.
They also have Marcy, a new hero that also gives flat bonus damage to the birds.
Yep.
So, but only one bird. But those birds could hit really hard in this match.
Turn to ban. The sack.
Yeah, I mean, I just see that and I'm just like, kind of looks like a tough game for Lesh to just run into.
I was expecting them more to pick something that would deal with Visage and Visage birds, either help kill them or...
If you get on top of the Visage, he can melt the Lesh. Right? The only problem you have right now is that, and plus, you do take towers fairly fast, which helps versus the Treant. So you can actually get the tower down instead of it getting healed up. It has some merits. But I'm a little afraid of, like, he's just going to be running into, like, these familiars. Marcy's going to toss him back. Luna's going to pop Eclipse, and he's just going to die. They do have the Solar Guardian from the Dawnbreaker, which could help. It's going to come down a lot to positioning and execution here for RSG. But I am liking that Fnatic's draft looks a lot better in this game. It looks playable.
I think the big thing is, though, like you kind of mentioned last game, is like not playing this just like AFK farm style for Raven. Like, he needs to connect with his team fairly early on once he gets an item or two.
Radiant team pick.
Ooh, mid Mars. There's some more team fight, unless it's mid Visage, but I don't think that's a thing really.
I mean, it's definitely a thing somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Someone's done it.
In European pubs, I'm sure you see it all the time. At least I have. Outside of that, it's not very... In Pro Dota, it's not very...
If you want to get, like, doubled up on CS by your enemy mid, it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, most pro matches, people put a lot of importance on their mid laner being able to use the EXP they're getting to do something on the map, not just translate that into farming more. That's kind of why you see, like, the TA mid like fall off a lot, because you might win your lane, you get farmed, but then you're just farming more, and then you're just like overly farmed, not doing anything for your team, and while your team's getting ran over. So a playmaker mid is just the preferred for this meta right now.
I want to bring in Mike and Trent. We get to see their beautiful faces again, but also some of their knowledge. Mike, would you like to start, impart some knowledge on us on how you feel this matchup is going to go? Are you regretting what you said about Marcy as well?
I mean, I've been wrong for the past few weeks. I don't know what kind of knowledge I'm going to be passing on at this point. Everything's been wrong. Look, I don't know what to say. I don't want to jinx any of these two teams. I'm just going to say it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game between these two. That's all I've got to say.
Very amicable.
That's good. Looks like pretty fast Dota again here. I feel we've had a couple games like this where there's one team that wants to relax maybe a little bit more, but kind of looks a bit faster for RSG, but you know, they've got some pacing themselves with Fnatic between like the Visage obviously can sort of pick things up. So I don't know. I'm curious. I feel like Leshrac is definitely proven as a hero in some of the other regions. So looking to see how Learn does here.
All right, is this it? Fnatic, finally, they have the team fight that you're looking for. Enough for you to say they're going to win Game 2 for you?
This one's hard to say. I think Fnatic's draft is good, but I really like how RSG has like this Bloodseeker with Lesh and Veno. He's going to be zooming and cleaning up fights here.
Alrighty. Team, quickly.
I think Fnatic. It's SEA. The series always go 3 games, so.
That's true. That's what we're banking on here, but we are only jumping into Game 2 of this series, so please, Mike and Trent, take it.
Oh, thank you so much, Nat. We do get into a game number 2 here between RSG and Fnatic. Trent, I couldn't do it anymore. I've been literally wrong. I've been wrong for weeks, Trent. I can't be wrong anymore than I have been. It's been real bad. The fans have been going off at me. They keep tweeting at me saying I've been cursing teams and everything. No tier 5 items. Everything. Everything's happened.
All right. Well, do you have a hero you believe in though? Like, is there any hero that just wins games? Because, you know, I kind of feel that way about Tree sometimes. I feel like lately in the pro scene, Tree's a game winner. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. The revenge. Ah, come. Good. All right. They're powered up on RSG now.
I mean, look, Fnatic, they've got this nice duo, though, right? Like, you've got Sidekick plus Luna. And I don't know if you've seen, Trent, but Sidekick on Visage Familiars. The amount of damage they pump out, it's kind of ridiculous.
30 seconds to battle.
Yes, I was able to witness that one just yesterday, I think, when I was paneling a series here in was it C? No, it was Eastern Europe actually, I believe. But yeah, it's the real deal. It's exactly what you would expect. Honestly, people just melt. They completely evaporate, and it's really cool because obviously, you know, Marcy has a stun with the dispo, so you just you kind of hop in. With the rebound, you throw them back, you power up a Visage Bird, and they just vanish.
So MKS, Genuel, they're not going to try and go for the fight. Even with the Gale connecting onto the train, they'd rather just leave him be. It's going to be a 2 for 2 on the bounty rune trades anyway. Going back to that point, though, Trent, I mean, you've even got the Luna with the sidekick, right? And that bonus damage will count towards the glaives bouncing around between these heroes. So it could be quite devastating with the Luna Blessing plus sidekick. On these damn familiars as well. Oh boy, it's learned for a fun game, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Luna's a hard hero to rate right now. I think a lot of these heroes that are more reliant on hanging to the jungle and sort of reappearing later are feeling a little bit weaker at the moment. Kind of like our Medusa earlier. I feel like it's a very active patch right now, and going to the jungle in the earlier end doesn't seem to be something you necessarily like you want it to be by your own choice. You know, you don't want to be forced there by the enemy. And these Dawnbreaker off lanes have looked very formidable so far.
Bot lane is going to go down. Roger.
Speaking of not believing in heroes. Yeah. Can't say I believe in Veno. I do not necessarily believe in support Veno.
I don't believe in Veno. I think this is a terrible hero, Trent. So there you go. We kind of agree, but we kind of don't. Like, in what role do you think this hero actually works?
Still a really good counter pick option. Like when you see the game where it's just like you just want to ruin them. I mean, I saw 2 games versus Faceless Void, and although it didn't win the second game, both times the lane is just such a disaster that I don't know. It outputs so much damage. You know, as long as you have all the other aspects, it works out pretty well. But as a position 5, not great. You know, don't have the best control options. Hard to get your damage off. Unlikely to get towards an Aghanims. Even difficult to get a blink. You have to buy other items like maybe a Force Staff or something. And so it just feels difficult to output and do your job.
It does. Something else I don't believe in very much either, Trent, is the Pos 3 Dawnbreaker, which I personally am a big fan of, but I've got to say it doesn't feel very good. Love the fact that Xiao Yu's going back for the classic Echo Saber build-up, which is exactly what I do as well, but I think that's part and parcel of the problem here, Trent, is if I'm doing it, it's probably the wrong way to go about it. So we'll see what Xiao Yu can get done. What do you think?
It's good this game. It's good this game. All right. He's got the strength in the lane. He's got his buddy. You know, Shaman, he flexes, right? And the biceps are huge. He helps with the right clicks, all right? And you got shackles as well, so they've got the punch of the pain. Like, Genuel can't really bully them, right? Look at this. Xiao Yu's the one bullying. Yeah, that's right. Lucent Beam. Try and delay his hits. And then, so what ends up happening is that you get to play Dawnbreaker kind of like Spectre a little bit, right? Because you can farm and then still join engagements in the early game with the help of your ultimate. So you have an offlaner that farms a little bit more than your typical offlaner. And you have 2 cores who want to dive, Bloodseeker and Leshrac, and you're going to help them out with your Solar Guardian. MKS, don't die on me here. All right, he's living. So, Xiao Yu, I'm a believer.
Ones keep you safe.
I'll try to have that same faith that you have, Trent. I don't know how long it'll keep up for me, but we'll see what happens. Because how's that mid lane going? Armel is going to be on the mid Mars here against XC Learn on that mid Leshrac and hold that thought, because bot lane, MKS going to be in trouble again, though he does juke out very nicely. Now Roger, the one in danger, as DJ continues the chase, but DJ might just drop in a nice soul assumption. Jabs saving the day, but MKS seeing this can rush forward. Jabs, who have to avoid the blood run and go for the man fight, but he's probably going to go down as they do give the high fives out. I love the patience there from MKS to see the soul assumption before he comes out of the tree line.
I thought you were going to say the patience to make sure he hits the high 5 before killing him. I mean, because that was good, you know?
It was.
Mental
Very
damage,
good.
very important here.
Certainly is. MKS already off to a great start here, 2-0-0 on the Bloodseeker. So you've got to be happy with that. That mid lane.
Though.
Caught out. Nice spear back into the tier 1, and Armel immediately started with the voice lines after that game 1.
I mean, what can you do, right? You got this Mars mid, and you just get tossed once, and you're gone. There was no choice for Lash. He starts running to the other side of the river, and he still just gets speared into the tower. Marcy just is such a menace when you have no escape option in the mid lane. She just shows up, and you're out of choices.
You certainly are. Xiao Bonbon, he might try for a bit of a shackles onto Armel, but not quite. You don't really have the damage right now with the Leshrac to take down Armel completely, even with the shackle stun. Jabs. Bot lane going to be chased a little bit by Roger, and Bloodright is going to come in. Jabs will cop it, but Roger, he's the one copping most of the damage here as he is going to try and back off, but MKS once again on the chase, and well, if he can find this kill, he's more than happy. You lose Roger, but you get another kill for your Bloodseekers. MKS, he's fine.
Nice. That was good disposed, though. DJ going to get that harassment off of him. He's
DJ?
actually running back in towards him right now.
Careful, DJ. He's going to be all right. He'll salve himself up, but that's 3 kills already to this POS 1 Bloodseeker. And well, you saw MKS last game, Trent. He was having a great old time. This game around, he's had a great old start.
Yeah, Roger's dying so much. He's actually come up top. He throws the sentry down, so they don't know that Roger's here. Hoping to get a Gale kill onto Januel if he steps up, I believe. Roger just lurking in the river. No, now they're going to spawn him out.
He does back off eventually.
Oh, but he places the ward right in that sentry that was freshly put down from Roger.
Oh, very nice. Well, not really. At least for Genuel.
No. Great for Xiao Yu, though.
Yeah,
He's in
absolutely.
control of this lane.
RSG still very happy with the way this game is going so far, I'm sure. One saving grace for Fnatic right now is the fact that this mid and top lane has gone decently well for Fnatic. We just have to play off the back of that, but you look back at Raven, top of the CS board right now on the Luna. No stress whatsoever against the Dawnbreaker by Xiao Yu. And it's one of those things, like Dawnbreaker, very lane dominant, but against something like the Luna, she just kind of sits back. Use Starbreaker, she loosens beams and just cancels it off. Genuel, though, he can't do the same, so they do move in. Xiao Yu has the Starbreaker, but again, it's going to be cancelled by Raven. Genuel, he will drop low, but not quite low enough to finish the job.
Damn. Yeah, I missed the read on this one. I super undervalued the Lucent Beam versus the Starbreaker. It's actually just stopping it every single time. He's being really patient. He's trying to like pump fake it a little bit and try and psych out Raven, and Raven is just holding it every time. And otherwise, I think they got at least 2 kills on Genuel by now. But they can't do it, and now great rotation. A needed punish on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, Armel makes the rotation over with the arena and gets it done. And on Fnatic, like you mentioned, it was a desperate kill that they needed.
Oh, Roger, no. Not the position 5 doing this.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Roger's trying to get done, but RML, he's very patiently just waiting by the tier 1 tower. Roger, do not do anything, sir. Don't even breathe. Not too... Oh, never mind.
No,
He's
he
out.
did it. He wanted that range creep.
He got the Gale. But MKS, he's going to join in. Roger, almost guaranteed to die. With the spear, he does go down as RML now needs his own way out. The Rupture won't do much against the Visage. Just TP right away, and it seems like nobody's going to catch RML. He's perfectly fine.
Well, earlier today, we had the Razor coming in and stealing stacks. A great core for that, as well as the Kunkka. Now, the Leshrac. Another fantastic hero. When you just move into enemy territory, see some stacks, you go, oh, I think I'll take some of those.
Very nice there for XC Learn, but RML finding Xiao Yu now top lane. He's really getting involved with these tips out of the voice lines. RML, not happy with the way game 1 went, is really trying to get into that mental game.
Yeah, he's the MVP right now. These rotations from Mars are huge.
Absolutely. XC Learn, they're trying to get started in this mid lane, but in comes the Mars once again as Genuel trying to set up along with DJ, catching out XC Learn, who's trying to find his own way out. RML trying to turn and help out, but here comes Xiao Yu. Onto RML they go. The Mars falling lower. A nice spear away though onto XC Learn into the Eclipse of Raven. MKS though going to show up onto DJ, moving so fast with the Thirst, but not fast enough to get away from Jabs as familiars as Raven. Still fighting, still alive, but Xiao Yu's all over him. They're still surviving somehow, but eventually Xiao Yu will clean up, and now RSG, they can just go for the final piece of the puzzle, taking down Jabs. A great team fight out for RSG.
All of that starting just from how they want to play this Leshrac, right? Like, XC Learn just sitting under the tower and waiting, and they kind of get baited in because Xiao Yu's dead, so they know there's no Solar Guardian, and he's getting lower on that Leshrac, and he's just there under the tower, and they're like, can we do it? Yeah, maybe? Yeah, you guys want to go in? And then she respawns, and then she Solar Guardians in, and it did not look good.
No, it certainly
that was
didn't.
everyone dead.
You love a great Solar Guardian early on as a Dawnbreaker as well. Like, any chance you can get for a big team fight this early, when you're just hitting this massive spike as the Dawnbreaker, you feel so good.
Yes. Yeah, 45 healing per pulse is no joke.
MKS caught out again. RML just not going to leave him alone. As eventually they dispose, and MKS once again going to drop on the Bloodseeker.
Important kills to get when you're losing that top tower as well, so at least they're getting something in the meantime by slowing him down.
RML would love to find Xiao Yu there to get going at the Dawnbreaker, but won't quite.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Meanwhile, top lane, still a push ongoing. XC Learn, now top of the net worth board on the Leshrac, still hanging around, but eventually decides to back out of there as Fnatic. Or rather just DJ. Still hanging around, looking to see if he can make a jump in, but won't do so. And it seems like RSG are kind of ready to start focusing down this mid-tier 1 tower once again, as Solar Guardian is down bot. Jabs in trouble. Does get caught out. Xiao Yu finding absolutely everything off Jabs that time around. Meanwhile, mid lane. Yeah, that they are. DJ's already gone. Overgrowth being committed here from Januel to try and enable the retreat. It's still that they get the mid-tier 1 tower. They found Jab's bot lane. RSG completely, really just outmaneuvering the side of Fnatic.
Truly. Excellent use of resources. To use the Solar Guardian bottom, but still commit for the mid-fight like that, they brought the Tome out just in time to give Roger that ultimate. So, able to pop that, knowing that they have lower numbers, so you cast all the big spells. You still get the kills, you still get the tower, and you're cleaning someone up on the bottom lane, trying to get your Bloodseeker back on top there after just going down a couple of times. So, yeah, RSG certainly looking like the tier 1 team in some of these moments with how they prioritize stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely a lot of potential in this RSG side. It's Fnatic. It's just crazy. Like, you're watching all these teams that were just at the Stockholm Major, and they all seem to be struggling against these teams that just came out of Div 2. It's kind of insane. You know, we're only into week 2 of the DPC, but my goodness, it's just crazy to watch. Even now, like, not saying Fnatic's lost his game or anything, but the way that RSG plays so confidently against a team like Fnatic, it is kind of insane how they just kind of came out of nowhere. Now, we'll see how far they can take it. I mean, they're still in game 2, but they beat, what was it, T1 last time around as well?
Just insane. Good. Yeah. T1, 2-1s. Fnatic 2-0'd, perhaps? We don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, they're still Raven, right? We can't get ahead of ourselves here. As they're waiting on this growth of this hero to get to a point where Raven's going to be quite terrifying as Bon is Tumbler toyed up to a high ground here and lurking.
It's a cheeky little spot. There's no vision. Oh, they might find DJ with this if he runs up too far.
I feel
he's
like
just going to wait there for now.
Rewarded for this, you know. Now, back in my day, he'd be hitting a camp, you know. This would be a jungling somebody, but not today.
Certainly not. He might even find DJ eventually. DJ still hanging around that tree line up top. Not within vision yet.
Right? He knows.
Well, does he?
He knows.
Does
he senses it. He's got the sense. Look at that. He's got the senses.
Yeah. He knows.
Okay, now you do, but what's going to happen? Because this is versus the tree, so if they're here for this tower, they're committing, right? Like, that's the plan. We do not want the save to come out.
They've dropped everything. Water down, Diabolic Edict popped. They're going to try and get through this with the Unleash of DJ, and, well, the Living Armor is going to give quite a bit of armor over to that tier 2 top tower, and, well, they are still around, so they can go back for another Edict.
Another Edict.
That they will. Exy learn. He'll show up. Here's the TPs up from Armel. He needs a great arena to initiate. He doesn't have a blink up, so he's got to rely on just his own movement speed as they do try to move in, but Exy learn's already got the tier 2 tower. Into the outpost they go, and with Xiao Bon, he's waiting for them to try and go high ground.
They're all under a ward, and they still can't go in. This is space control here, and also the fact that Armel went for the BKB, right? He had the blink queued up for a while and was thinking about it, but decided he needed the BKB more, which just means they don't have any jump right now in Fnatic. Again, sort of something that Fear talked about in terms of like the team fighting and everything. They again just don't have a way to initiate. And as much as I don't typically like the 5 Veno, who, well, is getting shish kebabbed right now by Armel and Dies, part of the value there was all of those wards prevented the tree from initiating from generally a very favorable spot where you just want to walk into the tree line and go for an overgrowth, right? But he, by the time he gets into those wards, he's going to get too slowed down here. Raven though.
Raven, yeah, he gets caught out. Solar Guardian's going to make it too easy to take him down, or Jabs. He's going to get chased as well. Man. They're not letting this Visage go. That'll be another. You know what? Trent Roger, he dies on purpose, I think, up at top lane. He ran right up to Armel and just died. And I think without the arena, they know they just can't fight that.
And they think maybe we can get the save and I can turn the Eclipse for my team. Jazz perhaps having that opportunity, and unfortunately, his attempt to save his Luna just gets himself killed as well. So save your buddy Syndrome coming in hard here. And Fnatic running low on options because every mistake you make, it's a fast punish versus a Leshrac.
It is. This whole time, this Bloodseeker has just been farming as well. Like, you've got this Lesh issue, but you've also got an MKS issue. He's eventually going to have his BKB up, and suddenly you won't care so much about Fnatic's end anymore.
Oh, here we go, though. Fnatic mid lane. Yeah, they're smoking up, right? They got Blink on DJ. Everybody come together. Let's go find our play here. No smoke popped yet, though. Thinking about it.
BKB up on Armel as well, but yeah, no smoke to come. They're just going to kind of sit back and take it a little bit easy for now. Maybe wait for Raven's BKB before you group up as 5, but they could always go as 4 as well. I just still question whether they can actually win the team fight just with the BKB alone on Armel and the blink on DJ. It just doesn't feel like it's enough.
I guess it just comes down to who it is, right? Who they grab with that initial arena.
Well, Roshan's being taken right now, so this is their opportunity if they want to fight. They won't get there,
not getting there. No. Shadow Shaman, of course, still extremely powerful versus this.
Well, the VA just to go the way of the Leshrac now, so Exy learn. Double lives available here on the Lesh.
Okay, right back, though. That's pretty huge versus these heroes, actually. Right? Very, like, clustered. I mean, trying to keep it alive might be a problem. But overall, versus Leshrac, very powerful.
Well, DJ's in. They've got the dispose on to the Lesh, but the Solar Guardian does heal up a bit. Still, Exy learn, already losing his first life. A nice start for Fnatic. They can hold this Leshrac in. Zarmel is going to drop the arena. There is your Veno ulti being committed, but Exy learn's already gone, and now Xiao Yu's in big trouble.
Dude,
he's going to drop.
It's doing so
A
much.
great
It was up
start.
that whole time.
Oh boy, Roger, he's gonna drop to boot. I guess you are right, the Wraith Pact, it does do a hell of a lot against RSG. I suppose that the blink on DJ really sitting up.
Yeah, they're not dying at all, huh? Beautiful. I mean, that's all you can ask for. The dream, really, when you go for this BKB first on an RML, like they get a little bit too aggressive with the BKB on the left track. I think typically if you, with the Aegis, if you lead with the Aegis on the left track, you're usually hoping they have like some sort of a save, I feel like, or like some way to pressure when the respawn comes, in case he gets put in a bad spot like that. But they didn't really have a choice, especially because they don't have any tools versus the arena yet.
We'll go again. Hex out onto the Visage. They've got the shackles out as well. Jabs. There's a great team fight to start, but they are going to lose one of the MKS now being caught out by DJ, and the Familiars just constantly stunning him up. He surely can't survive this. He will go down. Fnatic able to get a nice trade going for themselves, a 2-for-1 in fact, and it starts to feel like RSG. They've got to be a bit more careful. They are starting to throw a few lives away back the way of Fnatic.
Yeah, they're still playing like there's no blink on Mercy. But once that's out, I think you got to be a little bit more respectful about the turnaround potential, because you can see the range of initiation the DJ is going to have. And that's only going to increase now, as he's also closing in on the Aetherlands here, too.
It's a matter of what RSG want to do about this now. Yeah, are they starting to kind of run out of power, run out of steam with this draft? I wonder. I mean, you'd have to argue Fnatic have the much better late game scaling, but I keep saying that, and against these newer heroes in this new meta, it's hard to tell. As Fnatic, they are going to go for a smoke up now through the mid lane, hoping somebody goes for that creep wave from the side of RSG, but nobody from RSG around. They're going to have to go hunt somewhere else for a pick-off, as maybe they find Xiao Yu here on the door breaker, but he's chilling down bot, and by the tier 2 tower, he seems pretty safe. So instead, into the mid tier 1 they go.
He knows about the sentry here. Oh, there we go.
Oh no. That's illusion.
Swoops.
Bit of a whoopsie. XE learn. Would have loved to force the fight anyway, but doesn't really happen, as they do still get the tier 1 mid tower. DJ dispose out onto the Venom, but Solar Guardian going to protect as he does get the ulti off. Still, the Eclipse has been committed. XE learn gets caught out on the left track. He's already down. Still, they do maybe find the tree in here, as Januel is trapped up in the wards. Rupture committed as well onto Armel, but he's got the shield up, so MKS, he's not doing enough damage. He needs to run out of there. Instead, Xiao Yu will run right in onto Raven, trying to stun him up, but gets nothing. Instead, they'll have to go onto Jabs and secure the Visage instead. And it's still something. They will take it. They still do lose a few on their side of things on RSG.
That's a lot of extra gold, though. They got the Wraith Pact and the birds. Just feed that bounty towards your enemies right there.
Yeah, Xiao Yu with the Starbreaker just continues to get the familiars off every single time they pick off Jabs, and
are scanning.
I suppose there does come a point where we'll have the BKB up, the AC up, and maybe the Dawnbreaker actually becomes a bit of an issue.
I mean, the value of the birds and the Wraith Pact is equal to half as much gold as they got from kills that fight.
Wow.
It is crazy how fast it adds up, right? Oh,
Mercy
going in there.
MKS gets caught out in the arena. Armel able to take down the Bloodseeker once again. He did get the double damage rune, but it's going to cost his own life for that.
The pickoffs, I gotta say today, some really weird ones. It's just like everything seems good, and then suddenly someone's just dead. Instantly, you're just like, oh, it reminds me of like remote mines or something. I thought we got rid of those, but people are just sort of evaporating right now in kind of random spots where you're like, oh, okay, they won this engagement, things look good. Like then you start drawing a plan of what someone typically does after these fights, and it's like, oh, we want to move here, get some wards down, and then suddenly a core just dies. And I'm like, oh, I guess we just all go back and start hitting neutrals then. Is that all we're gonna do? Okay.
Yeah, that's basically it, sadly. So, but I must admit, the kills have been a bit strange today for sure. There's been a few interesting pickoffs coming out here from these series today. Still very entertaining games,
what a diplomatic
that's for sure.
term you have there. Interesting pickoffs.
Jabs. A top lane may get caught out if they're not too careful. RSG is still hanging around. In fact, Fnatic. Big smoke up. Up towards the top side. XC Learn. He's done it quite a few times recently. Roger may be able to take the gank, but no. A nice dispose out from DJ. Spearing him out from the Solar Guardian as well. And now Xiao Yu. He'll come in to feed even more kills back the way of Fnatic.
Double damage.
Real shame here for RSG. They are getting picked apart now by this Fnatic side.
That's good.
Yeah, Fnatic hitting those timings, finding some power in their heroes. I mean, all that build up for Jabs. It's not just the rate factors, also just the increased levels. Right, dishing out way more damage to these engagements. And frankly, it was really DJ's blink, I think, that turned this game. As much as we've been hounding on the Marcy's lately, it is definitely something they just needed. Like, right, you see that Leshrac just going down, unable to progress much further in items, going for the Shroud and the Bloodstone. Gonna have a hard time getting to BKB if he keeps dropping like this, and it will not be available for the next Roche fight either, which is surely the next thing if Fnatic just want to really cement their place as the leaders of this game.
It's crazy to think how RSG dominated this game number 2 start so much, but you know, once you hit that mid-game timing, Fnatic just kind of take over, and it really does go back to the blink you just talked about on DJ. Just really being able to constantly just toss people around and set up for his team. We'll see if RSG can try to make a comeback here, or whether Fnatic are going to force this to a game number 3. Xiao Bonbon again is on a cliff.
You know, he just feels more comfortable up here.
He's just hanging.
Yeah. It's oh jeez. I mean, it's almost good enough. Oh god, he's so close. This must be so tempting.
You can shackle from the high ground right now. He's gonna TP out.
Oh man.
Could have at least given a casual hex out before he did that, just for the lols.
Yeah,
top
then you
lane.
get bird stomped.
Xiao Yu is gonna drop once again. Oh no, able to take another kill on the Mars, and well, Fnatic, they've got a Linken's and BKB up on Raven. That's Q up to smoke up. Head down towards the mid lane and see what you can find. And RSG, they've been unable to get really a successful teamfight to go their way for quite a while now, so it's great timing for Fnatic. As they do rush right through the Radiant Triangle. Nobody around though. They'll have to head to the other side of the Radiant Triangle if they want some kind of teamfight to break out. RSG though, playing the avoid game, not wanting to even get close to Fnatic right now, and that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Back out of there and get nothing.
There's no Lincolns this game though, and as you can see again, DJ is just free on the Marcy this time, right? It's just, that's another just dispose kill. Goodbye, you're dead. Find you isolated, and let me see, let's see, rebound, 13-second cooldown, dispose, 10-second cooldown. Okay, what's our counterplay? Right, Solar Guardian. Oh yeah, 105-second cooldown. So if that's your plan, to try and deal with this, we got a little bit of a cooldown issue here. And when they use the Solar Guardian, it means that they need big fight wins from the side of RSG.
They haven't been getting them. I mean, even in those Solar Guardians, you see the teammates just getting speared out of the Solar Guardian radius every time. Yep. Just not allowing the healing to come through, and just allowing such easy kills for Fnatic every single time. As again, they are still looking for a big team fight here for Fnatic. RSG, do they go back to their Radiant Triangle high ground? Oh, they might not need to. Xiao Yu's already been caught out, and he's just going to drop. No problem. No buyback either. Is the Arena from Armel catching out 2 more. Roger's already gone. MKS, he'll just stand there. He won't look at them. He'll just pretend they're not around. Serpent Wards, though, are going to be dropped onto DJ, but there's no follow-up to it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and speaking of Lincolns, they actually have one on the Dire, so some protection coming out here from Raven. A very interesting item build to go BKB and Lincolns before going back for more damage. It was really helping to provide for the team, right? Like, you buy this to help your allies, and you get a little bit more use out of your Lunar Blessing if you keep your friends alive. Crazy concept, I know, carry players, but it doesn't hurt to be nice every once in a while.
It certainly doesn't. I mean, I assumed it was just because of the Shaman, just avoiding the Hex out or the Rupture from the Bloodseeker, but like you said, Raven, he might be feeling quite nice here, just trying to protect his teammates a little bit as well. Very, very good of Raven.
No,
they
he's
do
not
head
selfish.
into that Radiant.
He's not like the other carry players, just thinking of himself. Don't be silly.
Very true.
Yeah.
No. Raven. Well, Roger going for a bit of a D ward, may get caught out, and does. Disposes there. Solar Guardian gonna try and help, but it won't do anything. Xiao Yu. Oh, he gets loose and beamed as well.
Oh my.
The overgrowth doesn't land though, so won't hold him down. Xiao Yu gonna be okay to get out of there. But you do lose your pos 5 Venom once again.
Jeez, at least
And
Dawnbreaker
Roshan's
gets out though. Yeah, that's a problem. They're gonna see it right away here. That's our shard. And Armel still doesn't have one. Raven as well, of course, was nerfed a while back. I'm okay with a lot of these shards. Pretty much just not DJ. Sounds about right. And they're gonna hand over to Raven.
Yeah. Of course, always the pos 1 will take it, no matter how good it is or how bad it is. He'll just take it every time. Here we go. 6k advantage here for Fnatic. RSG backs against the wall. This draft, it's kind of hard to see them making a comeback as well, but I suppose you never know. They've surprised us before, this team.
True.
But now, Satanic on Armel gonna make life even harder.
Most certainly, and also the sort of like staggered power spikes from Fnatic this game. Like we had the big one, of course, with DJ's Blink Dagger helping to get them back into the game, and now working towards Satanic on Armel, and then this Linken's to help out. But now we have the Blink on Januel, and finally he can really contribute because this is one of the best items on Tree. Sorry, Meteor Hammer, not so great anymore.
Neither is Venom.
Not so great. Yeah.
Yeah. Armel gonna get started. Tier 3 tower, not gonna lie. I mean, look, with the sidekick, it's just too easy. They go right through the racks. No problems here for Fnatic. Many problems for RSG. Disposes there. Xiao Yu again getting caught, but a nice split earth out from XC Learn, holding them back as they're still gonna go. Arena down. Spear out. Solar Guardian though might connect on everyone as Xiao Yu might be sitting for a very good team fight now. Raven in big trouble. Will lose his first life. Trapped inside the Radiant base he is.
No Lincolns.
Can they lock him down another time? Raven. He's going to TP out with the BKB and he'll be just fine. Not a bad fight though at all for RSG though.
Yeah, at least having that safety there on the respawn of the BKB. But yeah, losing Armel. A little bit surprising. Probably a slightly unnecessary death in terms of just like how easily they were able to siege that, but felt like maybe they could get a little bit more out of that fight. Didn't have the tier 2 mid. It looked like they were almost keen to just immediately run to the center, and they were like, oh, right, you know, we're going to actually deal with that whole other lane. And I don't imagine they're going to have too many problems, to be honest. I think they are pretty well ahead. But Zhao Bonbon, you know, close to a Blink Dagger. Maybe he'll catch a big surprise here. They get some sort of a big pick-off kill. Any other items that can maybe turn this for them? I mean, they're not getting the eggs on Dawnbreaker. That's something that some regions prioritize way heavier than others, and not something we've seen so much here. That BKB for Leshrac still pretty far away. Yeah, they're kind of in trouble.
Oh, bot lane. MKS disposes there again. DJ setting up another great gank. They've got the Bloodseeker. MKS is just gone instantly. No chance survival. It really is hard when you've got this Blink Aether Lens up on the Marcy now just to be able to get away. Just way too much mobility. An immediate smoke up from Fnatic. There's no buyback on the Bloodseeker. Xiao Bonbon has been spotted by Jabs. Disposes there once again from DJ. It doesn't look right, does it?
It's hard to watch, man. Like, it's just... it's just so ridiculous. Blink throw by. You're dead.
It's pretty stupid. So, I mean, the thing is with the model, it doesn't even touch you. She's meant to be like throwing you around, but the hands don't even touch you with the Aether Lens.
No. And then the familiar hits you for 752 damage because of the sidekick. So, you know, that's just life sometimes, right?
Absolutely is. Into the tier 3 tower we go. Fnatic. And try once again.
Oh, Januel, look at this.
Sitting up.
Oh, they know though.
You know, all right. Split Earth trying to find him. Januel.
He's stuck, dude.
He is stuck indeed. He'll try to run, but the Split Earth does connect at the wrong timing here for Januel, who is going to drop. But in the meantime, the bot racks does go down as Armel going to initiate back in onto the left track. XC Learn in big trouble. Will survive for now. Xiao Yu does save the day. They'll move on to Raven, but he's got his BKB off in time. He's finding the Luna for now as they do get Xiao Bon and Xiao Yu. He's going to go down. They've got XC Learn. Roger, he's going to try to run, dispose out onto the Bloodseeker, into the spear. But the spear actually helping out MKS for a second, but now with the overgrowth out, he is trapped up and dead. They may just have to call this one. So RSG, they are still trying, but it's not looking great for them. Zexy Learn, it's him against the world right now, and the world is certainly going to win this one, I think. So eventually he will burn out. He's still going, still trying.
He just wants
but he can't
jazz.
find anything. GG.
Oh, I cannot wait to see the damage reduction stats on Jabs this game. Just ridiculous. Brave Pack, Living Armor, Graveskeeper's Cloak, he bought an AC. He couldn't die. And then he was just waiting for these perfect moments to drop down the Wraith Pact. And it just completely neutered their damage. And that coming together at the same time as the Blink Dagger from DJ and throwing poor XC Learn into that middle tier 2 tower, the game ended. That's where it all went off.
It was a pretty rough affair. I mean, RSG, again, it's such a great start, but yeah, a couple mistakes here and there, and Fnatic, they just kind of outplayed them later on. A great game overall, and Trent, you know what that means. We get a 9-game day for CDPC. We've had 9 games if you count Game 3 coming up here. So very, very exciting. Game number 3 coming up very soon. We do have to head off to a short break, of course, but right after that break, we'll be back with our panel for Game 3's draft. We'll see you then.